towards A main is going to make it a 3-on-2 situation, 1-man advantage for CLG with Calypso, only 10 HP remaining. Bomb down towards that blue side, so they're going to be able to call that out for CLG at least.
Yeah, good flank there from Soroja. Just a great timing, waiting for that flash to come over and just picking the right time to attack. Gets 2 kills from it. Now Synthetik are so far behind in this round, but they're going to try to see if they can't make a late A hit work. They have the guy in the door, Calypso here, waiting in A main. Just trying to see if they can't break in somehow, even though it's a 2v3, but Cutler's going to have none of that. Already getting it down to just Calypso now. He has no HP to work with either. It's not looking good, but he will be rid of by Hayes. There it is, CLG up 4-0. And so far, kind of doing what we expected, right? You know, just kind of handling Synthetik at this point.
And you were able to win this without any big upgrades going on for CLG side. Now they're going to buy out a little bit more, but they salvaged 2 AK-47s. Now you can see from that money, a lot of money for Ethan and for Cutler, even after at the end of this gun round. Nothing much here for Synthetik. They want to go for pretty much a pistol buy for those who can, and then pretty much save up as a team here to try to build up that economy. Losing this round will bring them 3,400 extra. And then hopefully they can capitalize on something that like that after. Maybe really put that on into work from Tam.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Sub-Rosa counter boost play just really, you know, broke up anything they were trying to go for there. So maybe next time around, they won't get caught like that, and they'll be able to develop something. But as you noted, not much to look for in this round, as they are just going to P250 rush into the A-bomb site, and they can't even get through before Kusta just chops 2 of them down. And now Sub-Rosa coming in with Cutler, and this is pretty much a done deal. They can't even get the bomb plant. And so there it is, CLG up 5-0.
And look at those utilities at the end of that round, really. They haven't really used that much on that hold. I mean, another big timing from CLG in terms of that pre-throw with the nade. The first time over that boost box put one down to 46. The second one, Kusa put it right at the feet of 2 members of Synthetik trying to move in, and that's how he got the easy mow down at the same time. So CLG is looking good. The economy is up as well. What can Synthetik do? Even though they get this bonus money, though, they don't have that off in the hands of Tam. I guess they want to try to play this a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, they're going to try to just go for an execute right off the bat. Before they were trying to play a little bit default, but you see CLG actually pushing 3 members out B. They will fall 1 back, but these 2 will certainly flank. And if Synthetik wait a little bit longer here, we could really just see them again get caught up before they even have a chance to extend. Right now, there is a slight vulnerability at the A-bomb site, but you already begin to see some people rotating towards truck. So Synthetik, they're not really going to catch the best timing here. And there it is, Cutler from behind already taking out Walker, looking for a second, finds it. That's J down. So another 2-for-1 trade early in a round for CLG.
Support from Sub-Rosa, but not even needed because Kusa's pushing from A main. These guys are just pushing all angles. That's it. I mean, at this point, you're demoralizing Synthetik from anything they want to try to do as an execute on T-side. And it's quite interesting at the same time because T-side are supposed to be the aggressive, looking at CS go basics. But it's really CLG bringing the fight to them every single time.
Absolutely. I mean, both gun rounds we've seen has been flanks on A main by CLG that have netted, you know, 2-for-1 trades. So it's just the fact that they get these early great starts while Synthetik just seem really held up. This time around, they are going to open up a bit more default, typical kind of 1v1 type stuff here. Waka trying to look for a pick over here towards the B side. We're going to get blinded, so he's not really going to be able to find anything here. Hayes just kind of toying with him.
That's that confidence too. I mean, usually after he's, oh my god, just 2-tap through the smoke, gets the next headshot.
To see it.
I love to see it, man. You hate to see it as a player for sure, the one that receives the headshot bullet, but that's actually pretty cool there from Hayes. The rest of them trying to execute, meanwhile, towards A. But it's going to be slowed down a bit from a few incendiary grenades and also a smoke that happened at the beginning. So Bomb's going to get picked up here by Jay on a 5 versus 2, make that a 4v2. Tam's able to finally open things up at A main onto Sub-Rosa on the catwalk. And I blinded himself right there too. But they are trying to execute this now. They only have 2 guys to face off against the A side, so this could be a good time for them to try to move in. But as the smoke slowly dissipates, Ethan actually saw him through that corner out that smoke, takes down Jade. So Tam is going to be LMS 3 versus 1, 45 seconds left on the clock. Going ring around to Rosie, but Hayes picks up the kill from that flank at A main. And that is now going to be, what, 6, 7 unanswered rounds?
Indeed it is. As I mean, we haven't even seen Synthetik execute anything yet. I mean, they just keep getting caught by flanks, or with that round, they tried to play default and just take duels, and they lost them on both ends of the map. So they just keep falling so early before they can really even roll out any type of attack. And now the money has finally caught up to them. We do see some Tech 9s in play, but no utility. Looks like they do just want to rush B, but Sub-Rosa actually has a second op over there. And Checkers, he's already found one. It gets traded, but Hayes is there to follow it up.
That's the Deagle to open it up. We also boosted inside the... Actually, no, he actually went from mid side, and that was Ethan to get that kill. And can't move more further than that for Synthetik, not crossing the line inside the B site. I mean, all spotted here by Sub-Rosa. Lands that first kill. At the same time, could easily call for that rotation because that was 4 guys there. Hayes still anchoring inside the site too, so... I don't know what would be working right now for Synthetik, because a slow play gets flanked here by CLG from an aggressive play. An aggressive push gets stopped.
They haven't really done an aggressive push with rifles just yet, so I don't know if that's still an option out there, but they just want to keep opening up default like this. But again, it's the aggression here from CLG. This time it's going to be Ethan who presses forward with Cutler holding back. And, I mean, the CTs are able to control middle as well, so they're not even able to get that, which is normally kind of a staging ground compared to the map, is to get that mid control and just kind of run like a split from it, but they can't even get out there.
Well, it is a little bit of a pre-fire play going on here from Blue Door side. That's Kustans at the site, was fighting against the guy. But like you said here, Dust, it's still a slow play from a default, but they really haven't gotten that much information. They're just holding towards Toxic. They haven't even had that mid control yet, even at this point, or tried to execute something to take the mid control. And now as Waka is trying to go for a walk peek out, Cutler was waiting towards that the checkers area. Picks him off here with the AWP, and that's the cue now for the rest of Synthetik to run through for a wall of smoke at mid and try to cover that. But Ethan's in there. That's one kill, runs out of bullets. The other ones are trying to pinch in from the B main. He gets that second kill, this time onto the guy. So Tam and Calypso at B main. Up down by Cutler, looking for this last kill. Fully blinded, and Ethan comes in. Nice pop flash for himself to move in and get that kill.
Right.
And that's now 8 unanswered rounds here for CLG. As you mentioned before, like at the pregame with Launders, it's just that confidence that you see now from CLG to just like...
They're just like you said, they're not getting any information on their default. I mean, Waka had no clue that Ethan got inside checkers and counter boosted because he didn't peek early enough, I guess, to detect that. Not only that, but they're not getting mid control, so they don't know what's going on there either. And it just feels like they're trying to work their default. They're not finding any openings, and so you get forced just to do something because you're running out of time. Yet you're just running into someone with an aggressive position, which CLG's been doing every single round. So at this point, they're just getting bullied all across the map, really. I don't know what they can do because they've already tried the default. They can't seem to run that properly. They keep getting picked apart. And as you noted, when they've tried to run some executes, they've just gotten absolutely shut down. Yet, again, they still really haven't run like just a full-out A, for example, with just rifles, utility, mollies everywhere. They haven't run anything like that yet. So maybe something like that, if they run it within the first 20 seconds or so, that could be something like a change of pace because they really have been kind of just holding up in A main or what have you and just getting pushed in by CLG. So that is something they could try, but in reality, it's one of those situations where you ask, what can we do? Well, everything is going wrong. There's so many different things you have to try to worry about.
I mean, you're talking about as well the aggressiveness of CLG. Maybe that's why you see that slower play from Synthetik that's just trying to catch them off guard. Maybe try to catch Hayes that's trying to push one time too many and then capitalize that and move into B so far. But I think the fast play, like you mentioned before, they haven't really done it with rifles yet. Could be a good time for them to start.
That's a big thing you noted, though, is that you should be able to catch aggression, but they can't seem to, right? They're just losing those aim battles. They're just all across the board. And so at that point, if you're CLG, you're in that situation where everything works. You just do whatever you want. You just enact your will upon your opponent. And, of course, this was somewhat to be expected, right? You got a team full of players that have either played professionally before or have played at a very high level just below the professional scene. Then you have, this group of guys who are more local who maybe haven't gotten to that level. And even though some of these guys, you've seen their names around before, like the guy in Tam, for example, are people that I've seen around for quite a long time, but they've never really hit that same level, right? Where you got a bunch of like young guns over here on CLG who are working their way up the ladder. And so when you're up against that type of firepower, sometimes you just can't find anything, So we'll see if they can figure it out, because here's the thing. I don't know if it's like a tactical timeout they're doing right now, but I don't even know what you talk about here. I mean, you're just getting wrecked everywhere. So.
No, I was about to add that. I mean, at the same time, you wanted to try to get this pause, try to change the pace a little bit here because CLG is running high right now in this matchup. It is 9-0 after all in this first half of Cash, and this has been played in under like 15, 20 minutes. So that being said, you're trying to exploit a weakness in Synthetik side, but what weakness is there really right now against CLG? They tried to execute towards mid. They tried to push into Z towards that second round. Didn't work. Just a regular push towards A side didn't work. But at the same time, when you're looking at their executes towards A, you don't really have that player inside Blue Door opening it and try to create a diversion towards that.
Every time they staged up for the A bomb site, people have gotten flanked A main before they could even begin to start throwing their nades and start executing out. So it's one of those things where they've been like out-timed a couple of different, and they happen at key situations. It's the first 2 gun rounds of the game that you're getting flanked like that. So I mean, that is just kind of the timing of it all certainly has hurt them as well. But I mean, again, during this timeout, I'm sure that there's a lot to talk about, but it's hard to really pinpoint like one thing that they could actually fix that would make a difference. Hopefully we can see them actually get an execute going before they catch pressure, and then maybe they have developed something they've been working on, but they just haven't been able to enact it yet because they're just not able to win gunfights. So we'll see if they can change it up here because they do have another gun round on the way here. TAM is going to be a little bit low. It's only a P250, but everyone else on AKs and limited on utility as well, actually, so they can't even really roll out a big execute at this point.
Well, we were talking about angles before, and this is how it seems as though Synthetik is setting up, but it is spotted by Cutler, who peeks it out with the op. And he did have support from Hayes, if anything, to go for that trade, but that gives an early 1-minute advantage in favor of CLG.
And again, I mean, that's just what we were talking about before. You can't allow that type of stuff to happen. You know, you got to at least be able to trade him out. Even if Hayes trades you right back, you just got to be able to win fights like that on the edge of the map if you're going to play a default like this and you know that CLG is getting aggressive. And now they seem to focus up for an A main hit, but they're going to do it a man down. These are some great counter flashes coming in from CLG to stall things out, but now finally Synthetik are able to get out in open space. Can they actually find the entries though?
Nope.
That is a very simple and accurate answer.
4-on-2, 4-on-1, Cutler opting from the truck. Last one to go is going to be Jay trying to move in towards main, but Sub Rosa was waiting there just outside the site on the A side, and that is now going to be 10 unanswered rounds. And there you go. I mean, they tried to play the angle, but maybe it wasn't tight enough there in terms of that angle. You still have the advantage of the op trying to get that first pick, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, they didn't even really flash anyone in, though. They just went for kind of a raw aim battle, and they just lost it. And they've been losing a lot of those. So if you have to do something tricky now. Like, you actually have to get, like, a good flash and peek with an advantage or something at this point because you're not just winning straight-up aim battles. You know what?
You make a point as well, because the times that they use utilities were, like, for all-out pushes. But these days, when you look at teamwork in the buddy system, you kind of have the fact that the one that's going to be trying to entry or trying to frag, you want to have your teammate buddy with you and be like, pop flash me in, but you don't really have that right now.
Like, they went for that execute right there, and Tam had 2 flashes and just didn't use them. You know, it's just one of those things where if you're going to execute like that, you have to have something to back you up. And now they're just going to be on pistols again, and Sub Rosa watching this boost play going on. It's already taken off 1, looking for more here. Waka finally gets a kill. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Synthetik even put a kill on the board. They did get 1, but that's going to be it. Now they're just getting slaughtered. So it's about to be 11-0 here in favor of CLG.
You sure? He might head for 11-0 as Cutler picks him off here from headshot box. And when I was talking about this buddy system with the flashes, it's not only about the executions, but it's to slowly take control of portions of the map. I mean, if you actually had that pop flash, just to try to get a little bit more of an angle to try to take over that entrance of B, you have already taken down Cutler and Hayes. Knowing that, you would have opened that B bomb side. So you don't really always have to keep it for these big executes towards the site. Just control the map.
And then they're going to try to let Tam just walk out again, just trying to slow peek an aim battle. And, I mean, they just keep losing these. It's just not working out. Luckily, this time they're able to get a trade as Cutler tried to get a little bit greedy, look for a little bit more out of that. This B bomb site's actually open. Everyone else is rotating, but look at Hayes. He's just going to run through the smoke. He does not care. Lots of flashes popping off. He's able to maneuver his way through. He still hasn't been detected yet, and he has Ethan now covering him from heaven. This could get real dangerous in a moment.
And that Molly actually got thrown off, and Ethan gets the outkill onto Waka. So far, Hayes is still hiding here, at least to get a bomb plant. That's something there. Is this the first bomb plant of the game?
It might be.
Well, at least he's trying to keep it alive, but it ends there. He was able to take down Hayes. Speak about Calypso, but Ethan still comes in with the Tech 9 and comes in for the defuse, and it is now 12-0 with 3 more rounds to go here in this first half, Dusk.
Do they win a round? Seems to be kind of the question you have to ask now.
At this rate, probably not. I mean, it's been going very well.
It's almost stubbornness at this point. They still just keep trying to take these pick battles, and they're not winning them at all. It's just, I don't think they've won a single one. They at least got a trade that time, though. Yeah. At least they went 1 for 1 for a second there.
Well, putting yourselves in Synthetik shoes, it's at this point you really just want to buy out for the rest of this game, even if it's going to be forcing Galils or Tech 9s, whatever. You just want to at least put something on the board. Maybe see if you could bring it back here on CT side. So far, it's looking at CLG definitely on a higher plateau against their main opponents. Cutler getting the first kill here as they're all agglomerated towards this checker side for Synthetik, now trying to move inside the site. Ethan gets a nice spot here on the top of the generator, but he's burning. Flying gets burnt. And now this might be the call for that first round. Bakusta on that flank inside the fence. It's a 2 versus 2. It's planted for B main, and it's Waka and Jay. Actually, no, sorry, it's a 3 versus 2. At this point, but Cutler was still far behind there towards that Z-shaped hallway. Now, the angles are coming through. Incinerate in a big nade. Puts Jay down to 4 HP right after that, and Sarosa gets a double kill. Okay.
Yeah, so just retaking on the advantage. Well-coordinated nades there from Sub Rosa just cleans it up. So another bomb plant, but still no rounds as CLG going to be up now 13-0. And that time around, you just felt like Synthetik got in because CLG were being a little bit crazy, right? You got Ethan jumping around in fire, trying to do something, you know, flashy with the op, missed, and got taken out by the fire. So that kind of gave Synthetik at least a chance to bomb plant, but there was still a man down, and again, CLG's retake too strong.
Yeah.
And I mean, CLG are looking like they're about to take a quick map one unless Synthetik just have one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen or something.
It was still pretty cool, though, when they got that kill onto whoever was the one that wasn't planning inside B. I mean, because they got the incinerator nade on the left side and they threw the nade on the right side of the small boxes, which is actually good communication there for CLG. Really flushing out their opponents well and utilizing their utilities well before actually moving out for a gun battle. So, unless it's pure luck. 13-0 is our score. Soon to be 14 at this point. Oh, but it's respammed through the smoke. Headshot there on to Sabrosa, and he actually opened up a little bit towards B, so it's slightly weaker. Cutler is in there, gets the quick scope, trying to go for a second one, but cannot reload fast enough. Now a 1-minute advantage. How the times have turned for this round here in favor of Synthetik. Big nade. It's going to put 10 down to 48, though. Oh my God, he hits him.
Yeah, he's lit up there behind the box. This is finally Synthetik in a man-advantage situation late in the round, but hold the phone. It's gone now. Hayes does eventually land that spam shot, and both these players are trapped inside the site, and there is an incendiary in the hands of Kusta, which can be used to move them out of position. So this is still not in the bag for Synthetik, but they're holding pretty well. Here comes the ready. Hayes picks off the other player as well, and now it's still CLG taking it in a 2-on-3. And now it's 14-0, and you got to feel Synthetik are still losing rounds like that. How are they ever supposed to find one?
I mean, look at James just laughing, giggling.
Oh, yeah, they're loving this. They're like, this is what it feels like to win. Oh, man. It's a great feeling.
Unorthodox spam, actually retake, should I say, for CLG. You don't really expect an operator to just spam for like a whole clip, hoping to hit somebody there. I mean, they're just really having fun for now. I mean, it's good to see, at least for the morale for CLG, because they still have a big test. I mean, it's not over yet. Yes, it's maybe over for this map. It's 14-0. But if it actually goes on to a 2-0, it's not over yet for CLG's run. They still have to replay against Energy and try to get the revenge on another BO3. Now, Hayes this round is going to be offing again. At the checker side is going to drop the first one. It's going to be Tam on this full gun round. Last round of the first half for Synthetik and for both CLG as well.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever they want. I think everyone's op on CLG this half except for Kusta. Funny enough, the guy who used to be a primary hopper, as he's going to pick up the guy there in middle. So it's going to be a 4-on-3. And we already have some low numbers here from the T side. Now Ethan will just push out the nice pop flash from a teammate and collect Waka. So it's just going to be Calypso and Jay now. And they are, you know, still just struggling to find anything. Finally, they get the kill on the Ethan, but now it's going to be a 3-on-2.
Off shot there. Hayes just popping a smoke for him to play that angle. As he will leave it now to a 2-on-1 for his teammates, Sabrosa and Kusta against Calypso. Still 50 seconds left on the clock, though. So Calypso still has time to work with. But so far, it stays calm for Sabrosa and Kusta. They don't want to give anything away yet. A little bit of spamming going on. But this is going to be the round here that might finally put Synthetik on. Sabrosa gets the kill. Yep. And it's going to be 15-0 on the first half.
I just feel like you were waiting so long for that moment to finally say they got one, and it really didn't happen. Indeed.
My 11-11 wish with Launders did not happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're just not winning aim duels right now. I mean, even there in that 1v2, he gets the information where one player is because of the spam, so he just has to try to win an aim battle across the site, and he just can't win that, and that happened every time, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, it's 15-0 for CLG, unless Synthetik can win the pistol round here in the second half. It's going to be a done deal here in just a moment.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive. So we'll see what's going to happen once we get into this pistol round. But even at this point, I mean, definitely too little, too late. Putting yourself in Synthetic shoes, you pretty much have to say that this map is over for them. So how do you recuperate here, move it into the second one on Cobble?
I mean, you still have to play this map to your heart out and see if you can't win this pistol and bring it back. But if you wind up losing it, you just have to kind of push it aside, right? I mean, you just have to, you know, let it go. Don't let it get to you. Don't blow up about it, that type of thing.
I was trying to figure out the lyrics for that Let It Go song, but I actually don't. I only know the Let It Go part.
Is it the Frozen
You
one?
don't want to sing it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. But I mean, look at this replays that we have, the frag kills. I mean, look, the aggressive pushes that we've had from CLG this whole map on the CT side. Even when we saw some of the gun battles that happened towards that mid side, especially on that 14th round, Kusto, or maybe the 13th round, Kusto was just standing outside. Okay, never mind. Let's look at the pistol.
Uh-oh. So you're saying there's a chance. They put one through. There you have it.
On the board.
They are excited about it.
I wonder how many people were in B. I think there was like 4 people in B
Yeah,
on the CT side.
they were loading that thing up. The gamble stack paid off, and Synthetik wipes out CLG, so now it's 15-1.
Boom, on the board. Not demoralized. Won't stand down until it's really over here for Synthetik. But I am not going to count on anything yet. I'm going to be that bandwagon broadcaster here. If Synthetik is able to turn things around, maybe like a 7-score mark, maybe. But at this point now, it is going to be a full gun round for CLG. I mean, they have so many rounds to work with on their side on T that they could just keep buying as well for the first few rounds just to gamble it out. But how long do you want to drag this, right? So there's still that aspect of it for CLG's point of view.
Yeah, just force buying here in this round because they obviously didn't get a bomb plant in the first, so there was no opportunity for an early buy. So let's see if they can't make this work. As they already have Cutler patrolling out here at middle from the boost position with the Deagle. Some Rosa from the door. Does spot one at the site. Doesn't quite land the mark, however. But certainly, you know, they're starting to get a little bit of map control here. Starting to get gathered up. As that bomb is making its way over towards the B bomb site, which only one player is actually going to be at right now. I think he's playing from heaven, so CLG might be able to just flood this and get a bomb plant. No, he's actually hiding behind the box. So playing the long con.
So let's see what happens here. 30 seconds pretty much left on the clock. He gets the first one. Now he's going to be spotted behind the box. Kusta's going to be able to trade it out, and they execute inside there. Nobody was there, so they're going to have to try to play the retake. The Cutler's watching that flank. Does not connect, unfortunately, onto the guy, but at least he called the audible that there's 2 guys coming in towards that vent. And Sabrosa is there to wait it out, also with Kusa. They both take him down with the Tech 9. So Kusa's the one that gets the $300 kills. And the rest of them, Kusa. Okay, 4 kills for Kusta, a stolen, 16-1. CLG takes the first map.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a challenge for them at all, to be quite honest. I mean, they 15-0'd the first half. They lose a pistol in the second half, but then just immediately followed up with a force buy and clear it out. So Synthetik not even really posing a challenge to CLG. It was just a walk in the park for them, really.
Yeah, and